My grandfather was a farmer, and as a child, he was my hero. When I spent time with him, I watched everything he did. I loved the way he worked hard, played hard, and loved God, my grandmother, me, and other people really well. I wanted to imitate him, and I worked hard to do that. But as I got older, I spent less time with him, and my focus began to shift to what the world was doing. I was influenced by others whose lives were very different from my granddad's. I knew I was on a dark path, and I didn't like who I was becoming. I needed to get back into the light. Paul says in today's verse from Ephesians 5:1 in the Message, watch what God does, and then you do it, like children who learn proper behavior from their parents. I needed to become like that child on the farm again. My grandfather's goal had always been to follow God and to be an imitator of Christ, and for me to do the same. My granddad did that well. But where would I start now? He was gone. I found the answer in verse 2. Mostly what God does is love you. Keep company with Him and learn a life of love. Observe how Christ loved us. His love was not cautious, but extravagant. He didn't live in order to get something from us, but to give everything of Himself to us. Love like that. That's it. Walk in love, not earthly love, but extravagant love, a no-holds-barred love that daily dies to self and serves others. Who are you following today? Who are you imitating? You got a lot of choices, right? But only one will change your life, the lives of those you love and others around you. Ask God to help you imitate Him today. Then ask Him again tomorrow. And then ask Him each day for the rest of your life.
Now, we wouldn't be talking about Jesus still today if he had only said things like love your enemy. This is how he actually lived. Jesus was constantly helping and serving the people around him in very practical and tangible ways. And he consistently moved towards poor and hurting people who couldn't benefit him in return. He showed love for the forgotten ones, the people who usually fall through the cracks. And when Jesus eventually marched into Jerusalem, he made himself an enemy of the leaders of his people by accusing them of hypocrisy and corruption. But then instead of attacking his enemies to overthrow them, he allowed them to kill him. Jesus died for the selfishness and corruption of his enemies because he loved them. After Easter morning, Jesus and then his followers claimed that it was the power of God's love for the world that was revealed in Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. As the Apostle Paul put it, God demonstrated his own agape for us in this: while we were still sinners, the Messiah died for us. Or in the words of the Apostle John, God's own agape was revealed when he sent his one and only Son into the world so that through him we could have life. And for John, then, this leads naturally to the conclusion: beloved ones, if that's how God has loved us, then we ought to show love for one another. So Christian faith involves trusting that at the center of the universe is a being overflowing with love for his world, which means that the purpose of human existence is to receive this love that has come to us in Jesus and then to give it back out to others, creating an ecosystem of others-focused, self-giving love. And that's the New Testament meaning of agape love.